that you're the prize always.
Say that one more time.
Just remember that you are the prize.
Yes.
That's like his golden slogan for me.
Yeah. And what does that mean for you in relationships when you're like, I'm the prize? What does that mean?
It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve, and not being afraid to walk away from a situation if it's like no longer serving me.
Stop making excuses for people who neglect.
Welcome, my friends, to the RP Experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Today's video is going to be about self-love versus accountability. I believe we need both of them. I guess being a man, I'm leaning more towards self-accountability because being raised with that, I've always told that I'm responsible for this, I'm responsible for that. Don't expect people to give you stuff, that type of stuff right there. Now, the only thing I'll say, I do think you need a level of self-love as well, or a bit of selfishness as well, because you don't want to go too much either way, but you want to be leaning a little bit more toward the accountability way than the self-love way. Not to say that the self-love is wrong, and plus it's different forms of it. But that clip I used with Lori Harvey, I believe a lot of women are embracing that right now, especially if they had made a lot of mistakes in their life with the men that they picked, or they partied a bit too much, or they had kids with the wrong dudes. Now they have self-love. Now they're not going to settle. The only thing, though, in most of those cases, accountability is removed because it's nobody else's fault. It's everyone else's fault in there, whether it was the parents, whether it was the guy, whether it was whoever. I do believe in those cases, yes, those outside people do have somewhat of, I'll say, a measure of blame. I was searching for the word right there. The ultimate blame relies on you, the person, the star of the story. You are making the choices and stuff. Now, while I was aware of self-accountability when I was younger, I could also slide into that victim thing, which I believe that self-love thing does go into. But I did not take that type of thing. Being accountable, but feeling hopeless, feeling like, there's no way out, or you're stupid, you're no good. Maybe the world will be better without you. See, that's when you start venturing down a dark path. That's when self-accountability can be taken the wrong way, when you're looking at it as a hopeless situation. So I do think it has to be a measure of self-love in there, but you have to be able to step back and look at yourself and say, like, I did this. Yes, maybe they did something. Okay, I'll use this as an example. Maybe a person started shouting in your face, might have got some spit on you, and say something that made you aggravated. Then you made the choice to knock them out. You are at work. So then you lost your job. A bunch of other things happened. Your wife left you. If you was a woman, well, you have a safety net, but still you lost your job or something. Now you made that decision to hit that person, even though they did do things to instigate the situation, make it go further. You have to look at yourself that, damn, yes, they did that, but I made that decision. And that's where I think self accountability comes into play. While men are not perfect and they have things they have to work on, most men do have a measure of accountability. Now, I ain't talking about the Pookies and Ray Rays, but most men have a measure of accountability. I don't always see that with a lot of women. So anyway, I have a couple videos here, then I'll be right back.
Years to figure out, but never, ever apologize for how deeply you feel or passionately you love. You're not too much, because when your heart is gold and your intentions are pure, you don't lose anyone. People lose you.
Another example of self-love right here. Believe me, I understand. There's nothing wrong with what she's saying on the surface level, but from one of the things that she said, like, you're not too much. No, men never really say that for nothing. I usually believe when men say things like that, I think you're doing a disservice to the woman, because you need to tell her specifically what she is too much with. And this is probably something I probably would have did when I was younger. By too much, what does that mean? Usually, the woman may be a little too pushy, too argumentative. Let me clarify what argument. It's not that the woman has a difference of opinion, and even if this reverse, is not that the guy has too much of opinion. It's just that you can't compromise. You want everything your way. You always have to be right. You like to escalate an argument. You like to embarrass me in public. You are blowing up my phone too much. I mean, usually when a guy just says you're too much, he's being generous right there. But truthfully, as men, do not, in this age right now, tell a woman exactly what she is doing. Now, of course, though, that may not change anything, but at least she can't say you didn't tell her. Because, of course, she can cap off and say that, oh, well, he can't handle a strong woman, or he can't handle me, or whatever she will usually say. And now those are things that I look for when a woman is talking and she's saying like certain words like this, because I know you're leaving stuff out. Maybe you are too much. I mean, is nothing wrong with having an opinion, standing by your beliefs. But it's just that when you get, you take that up a level, is also not a problem if you feel a certain kind of way. Like, if something makes you upset, then fine. But however, though, sometimes maybe it's a time and place for it. Maybe you should wait later to say something, depending on if the person's blatantly disrespecting you or something like that. Or either pull them to the side and tell them. You know, you don't have to make this grandstand type of thing. Or you can do you and then hope that you find somebody that will put up with that. But usually a person that will put up with that will be a person that will just let you run all over them. Anyway, I have another video here, and let's check this one out.
An accountable person takes responsibility. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry that I did something wrong. I understand. This is the scenario that I was in that had me reacting this way. You can still talk and tell your story, but you can't follow up with that right away, because it makes it seem like you're making the situation about you. Now, I read a really cool article that broke it down into 4 steps on how to achieve self-accountability. See it, own it, solve it, and do it.
Now, this lady gets it. She really gets it. At the end of there, she said, see it, own it, solve it, and do it. Seeing something and admitting like, hey, I could have did more here. I could have been a better husband. I could have been a better wife. There are things I could have did to have a better outcome. Instead of like beating yourself up, you own it. That's something that I was accountable with, things I was doing in my life. At times I would feel sorry for myself. So I wasn't owning it. I wasn't owning it that I was responsible for that decision. And that is power. That I decided to do this. I am deciding to feel sorry for myself right now. I am deciding to stay in this situation. See, now the only thing though, some people will take that the wrong way and own it and be like, hey, I'm a beast, or I'm a thug, or I'm this. They'll own it, but they won't make no changes to become a better person. I guess they'll account that they are this way, then they'll own it, and then they'll stop right there. So it cannot stop right there unless if that's where you want to stay. And that's where some of you want to stay. Then the next thing is solve it. So how could I have been better in this situation? How could I handle that better? When she started hitting me, I decided to stay in that situation. I could have just left. Maybe that would have been a lesson that maybe she would have been better for the next person. Unfortunately, I helped encourage that behavior because I stayed in the situation. So solving it may not be exactly what you may want to do or face in yourself, but that's what you have to do. Then, of course, then just do it. In there, I don't think self-love is wrong, as I say. I do think you have to have a measure of self-love so that you can move forward in your life and you won't stay there and then sometimes get in depression. Is the reason why a lot of men do be deleting themselves. And I do think that they don't have a measure of self-love for themselves. And part of it is, I guess, because of society, the same way I guess women, you have like beauty standards and stuff like that. Men have performance standards. And when we're not meeting it, we're not making a certain amount at a certain age or something like that. We're not six figures. We have things that we can't control, like, you know, our height or something like that. We're not 6 feet or something. Sometimes that can get us to spiral down. I feel sorry for yourself type of thing, but then see no way out. So we don't want to get there neither. Anyway, I have one last video here, and this one is probably the best one of them all.
Hardest things that I had to do in my adult life is take accountability. I had to accept my role in the process of heartbreak. So I was once married and I destroyed that marriage. I cheated on my spouse and he was not deserving of that. I was selfish. At that time, I was a matter-of-fact woman, believed that everything that I said was right. I muted him. I did all of that. And I broke a man's spirit. I broke him down mentally. I broke him emotionally. And I did what most women do. I resorted to the victim role. He did this. If he would have never did this, I wouldn't have done this. Very unhealthy. I was selfish. And don't get me wrong, he definitely tried to start over. He tried to restore the relationship. I couldn't. Didn't listen, had poor communication skills. My resolution process was horrible. I did not know how to come to resolutions. I was really my spouse's enemy. I was my own enemy as well. I knew I couldn't trust myself. I knew I was going to hurt him again. And that was hard to swallow. Because I had to really tell myself that you ain't shit. All I knew at that time is do what is beneficial to me. I didn't understand what accountability was. I had to learn that accountability is living within integrity. Had I have lived within integrity, I would have never done that to my partner. I'm saying all of this to say that if you don't know how to be an accountable person, you're never going to get far. Your life is never going to be fulfilling, and you're never going to be able to live at the fullest because you're always going to blame others until you sit back and say, okay, this is what I did. This is what my part was in the process. This is how I'm going to move forward. Whatever actions you place have consequences, whether good or bad. Who I am now is a result of who I was back then. My consequences, my accountability molded me into the woman that I am now. And once you start learning how important accountability is, I guarantee you will see life completely different. Get out of the victim mindset. Don't be a prisoner to yourself.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm so glad that I was able to find a black woman that thinks this way. Now, I don't know her age because in the man space, we always say the light bulb goes on in these women's heads once they hit 35, 40, maybe even later. I guess it depends how attractive they was and how spoiled they got when they was younger. Anyway, focusing on the positive, and this is for men out here. There are some women that get it, while there are some guys that have like given up. We are doomed. Women, I'll say Coach Greg Adams. a guy that I have a ton of respect for, but he will say that these women ain't changing. They are snakes in sheep's clothing, and he did not say that. But I mean, I'm going by all the things that he have said or something. But he is right about a lot of things. I just know that there are decent. I have to believe that there are decent, good women out here, because if that's the case, that there are none, then that, I guess, proves the claim that there's no good men out there. There's no good white people, no good black people. And that's another thing with accountability. With being accountable, I don't blame the white man for the problems that I'm having in my life. Does racism from above have some influence on my life to degrees and stuff? Yes. Why complain about it? There is a lot. I mean, living in the country that I am in, could be rich tomorrow. Does not matter with my skin tone. There are opportunities here and things that I can do to change my life. I'm hoping my little podcast does influence the new men and women out there to just be better with each other. Now, it could be a waste of time, but I have to believe that it's some good ones teetering on which side to go on. This woman right here just proves to me that this fight is worth it. Now, the thing is, though, I'm not trying to save the community or tell guys to get married, because I already know the state of the divorce system and things laid against you and stuff like that. But I mean, if that's something you want to do, yes. But however, though, just have all the information, and that way you can make the best decision in your life. Focusing on the accountability thing. This is how you win out here. Being the victim can get you pretty far, but you will never feel in control of your life. You always feel that other people are controlling you and manipulating you, therefore giving them more power than they already have. So it's best to just look at yourself, do what you can do, improve your life. This is more for men. To women, some of you, is going to be more of an uphill battle to be accountable, because a lot of people let you off the hook. Society lets you off the hook. Men let you off the hook. Women let you off the hook and stuff like that. So actually, maybe in a way, your struggle is going to be a little bit more, because you have all this saying like, oh, queen, you can do no wrong. Oh, it was all his fault. Oh, he wasn't there, and blah, blah, blah. So to the women that can like power through that fog, look at your relationship choices and the things that's going on in your life, and look at yourself, and not just blame men all the time, or if you're a black woman, not just blame white people or white women all the time or something like that. If you can look at yourself, you will go so much further in this life, and you will get more of the results that you want. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.
Common for women to take accountability?
At a certain point in your life, you gotta grow up.
No. That's not what I asked you. I said, do you think women take accountability? Because women like to be wrong and strong. Yeah. So I mean, with you being a woman, you know women. You know women. You know you got your women in your family and Do women take accountability?
Women don't even know how to pronounce the word. Wait. Let them talk.
I feel like women can.
No. What the fuck? No, I want to ask you. No,
you asked a simple question.
Yeah.
But do men?
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
But do men? Do men take accountability?
You can't. Y'all can't answer. Time out. Before y'all continue with your opinions, we won't let y'all get there.
Okay.
It's a yes or no question.
Yes. Yes, but there's a but.
But women always say, "Oh, I don't say I'm sorry right then and there. Maybe a week or so later."
No, I'm still taking it.
See, and that's not.
Whether you eat crab like tonight,
women take accountability years later when they matured,
when they feel like it's over.
They feel like they nearing the end of their peak and the options is getting smaller. Like Ciara, for example, she taking accountability after she done dated Future, 50, blah, all these fuck boys, and now she want a nice guy, Russell Wilson. So now let me take accountability when she done had a child and she's in her 30s or whatever. Now she want to take accountability. All right, but how many women is like that? It's not a lot. How many women y'all see on? How many women y'all see on social media? Oh, I want a Russell Wilson now. Y'all gotta take accountability.
Women been wanted Russell.
No.